As we all know, of recent, President Tinubu has been traveling a lot outside the country in order to entice investors to come back to Nigeria to invest. Although, side note, a lot of companies have been leaving Nigeria, selling their shares and leaving the country, but yet is hell bent, on enticing investors to come into the country, which is a good thing, in fact. Some people have had this opinion that in associating with all these advanced countries, there are a lot of sacrifices to be considered. One is that the EU, according to them, have the agenda of turning other African countries into, of promoting homosexuality. In fact, I don't know how that is true, but let me know what you all think in the comment section. Do you think that in associating with these white countries, they are also trying to promote homosexuality, to the president of Nigeria as well, probably in exchange for any support they are going to give Nigeria? Before we go into the details of today's news, if you haven't subscribed to this channel or this is your first time here, please subscribe, join this amazing community, like this video, leave your opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to also turn on the post notification bell so that you can be the first person to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Islamic group cites Quranic Bible verses, tells Tinubu not to sign agreement on homosexuality. A Nigerian Islamic group, Muslim Rights Concern, MORIC, has urged President Bola Tinubu to shun the LGBT Accord, which will legalize lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT in Nigeria. The advice was given by MORIC on Saturday in a statement signed by the group's executive director, Professor Isiaq Akintola. The statement said, and I quote, "Western countries under the aegis of the EU, ACP, have been putting Nigeria under pressure to join countries that legalize lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT relationship. This has also been the goal of globalization from the onset. We reject this concept. It is evil, immoral, Luciferious, and abominable. It is also against the order of nature. Allah created all in pairs of opposite sex. How can life continue if we turn it to same sex? Any agreement signed with the satanic LGBT group will contravene Nigerians' Anti-Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act of 2013. This law was designed to protect morality and sanity in the Nigerian society. We endorse this law and we assert that it must remain sacrosanct. Prophet Lut, peace be unto him, clearly condemned homosexualism when he said, "Do you lustfully approach men instead of women? No, you are an ignorant people." Glorious Quran 27 verse 56. He also said, "You approach the men of all creatures, and you leave your wives, whom your Lord created for you." That's also a quote from the Bible. It was for this satanic act that Allah destroyed the people of Lut in Sodom and Gomorrah. When our command came, we turned that city upside down and rained layer upon layer of clay on it. Glorious Quran 11 verse 83. Neither does the Bible endorse lesbianism and homosexuality. 1 Corinthians 6, 9-10 says homosexuality will prevent those who engage in it from entering the kingdom of God. Leviticus 18:22 affirmed that it is an abomination for a man to lie with another man as he would with a woman. Paul the Apostle said homosexuality results from a rejection of God. Homosexuality is straight from the pit of hell As far as Nigerian traditional practices are concerned, nothing like it has surfaced in our history. Our ancestors were conscious of an almighty creator who arranged nature with divine wisdom and pairing masculine with feminine. They never permitted any pollution of deviation. Murik would not be the first group in Nigeria to express fear over the recently signed partnership agreements between the European Union and African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. Nigeria is a member of the ACP, a coalition of civil society organizations, has cautioned the federal government against signing the agreement. The coalition has warned that if ACP government agreed to sign the agreement, it would be a disaster, as it was a pact aimed at legalizing LGBT in their nations. But in a statement by the spokesperson of a foreign ministry, Mrs. Francisca Omoyelu, the federal government explains that Nigeria was not present at the signing of the agreement, which is also known as the Samoa Agreement. The statement said Nigerians were stakeholders still studying the agreement. Relevant Nigerian stakeholders are studying the instrument with a view to ensuring that its provisions do not contravene Nigerians' domestic legislation after government attention had been drawn to diverse pronouncements and publications on the implication of Nigerian signature. The Samoa Agreement covers 6 key priority areas of human rights, democracy, and governance: peace and security, human and social development, environmental sustainability and climate change, inclusive sustainable economic growth and development, migration and mobility. The agreement supersedes and replaces the Cotonou Agreement 2000, which in turn was preceded by several other agreements aimed at bolstering relations between the OACPS and EU. She said, "You all, let me have your thoughts in the comments section. At this junction, let me remind you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done that. Like this video as well. Leave your opinions in the comments section. Before we go, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Chukwuemeka says, there are lines African leaders must not cross because they will totally remove the hand of God, and that is a great doom upon itself. Another person by the name Eddie says, make him follow Jonathan, Uncle Jonah, no follow them do rubbish. Lastly, from Success Greatness says, what is wrong with signing that into law? Is Nigeria better than other countries that have signed it? Is it worse than the abuse of minors in the north by the northern elites in the name of marriage? Is it worse than rigging of elections? Is it worse than certificate forgery? Is it worse than bribery and corruption? Is it worse than abortion? Is it worse than Boko Haram terrorists? You all, thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.